What's up, YouTube? This is CJ.
And Sarah.
It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for another Keto
Conversation.
So let's get started. So this week this is going to be a really short keto conversation. We wanted to talk about how we do keto and how we eat on a regular basis. So although we have a food blog, we have a food channel, people may be under the misconception that we are eating like that every day, and we just want to make sure.
I wish.
We want to make sure
Martha Stewart does not live here.
Yeah, we want to make sure that people understand that that is not how we do our keto.
If they had keto meals on wheels, then maybe.
Yeah.
But
right. So we just wanted to make sure that people know that, because we've talked about this before. We've mentioned it. We've mentioned it before in other keto conversations, but we've had a lot of new subscribers come through and join us, and we appreciate you being here. But we just want to make sure that people know kind of how we do our keto,
right,
and on a regular, everyday basis.
Right, because a lot of times our recipes that we prepare and put out every week they're kind of our interpretation, a keto interpretation of maybe foods that we grew up on, or foods that are family favorites, or things that we used to eat made in the SAD diet lifestyle when we were carb eaters. And we've tried to, instead of having them be sugar and carb dominated, trying to change them over to keto. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what we do on our channel as far as our recipes. But sometimes they take time, and we don't always have that kind of time. Mm-hmm. We both have full-time jobs, we both have families. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times we eat very simply, most of the time. Yeah. We eat very simply.
So that's, I guess our first point would be keep your keto simple.
Yes.
Because that's what we do.
Yes.
We keep our keto simple. So for example, tonight we had scrambled eggs, sausage, and some keto low-carb pancakes.
That were rolled up in the blender. It wasn't anything that was really time intensive, right, or you had to have special ingredients.
It probably took you more time to find the recipe and to read the recipe than it did to actually make. Exactly. Than it actually took to make the pancakes and to make mix them up. So. Right.
And for the most part, our keto looks like a protein, a meat. Mm-hmm. And we eat all the different types of meats: chicken, beef, fish, pork. And it will be either a vegetable, a ketogenic friendly vegetable, green beans, asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, those kind of things.
Lower carb vegetables, right?
And then, or a salad.
Yep.
And so we
eat a lot of salad.
Yeah, we eat a lot of salad. So we will generally have butter as our fat for our vegetables, and then of course a salad dressing when we have a salad. And that's it. We don't have dessert every night. We try and keep dessert occasional. So when I prepare a dessert, it's generally to try a new recipe, mm-hmm, or a special occasion. I will make desserts for things like Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays, right, or birthdays, or that kind of thing. The ribbon cake that we created the recipe for that went up last Sunday, I hadn't made that particular dish in an entire year. The last time I made it was for a Mother's Day barbecue at my sister's house last year. So we don't eat that all the time. Mm-hmm. So that's not what generally our ketogenic lifestyle looks like. Those are things that we use to round out our lifestyle. Right.
And part of what we do on our channel is to show people, one of our goals is to show people that keto can be a lifestyle. It doesn't just have to be a diet that you do. And some of you will do that. Some of you guys will say, I'm going to do keto, bam, I'm going to lose whatever, 20, 30, 40 pounds, and then bam, I'm going to be out of it and go back. We're just trying to show people that you don't have to do that.
Right. If you want something that you remember loving in your previous lifestyle, something you remembered loving as a child, something that your family is currently eating. Say your family loves Taco Tuesday and everybody wants tacos on Tuesday. Well, you shouldn't have to feel like you can't have some of those foods. So we try and give people ideas so that they can feel included.
Right.
And then maybe even convince their family to eat some ketogenic foods.
Right, because you'll notice with a lot of our recipes, we'll talk about how they're kid-friendly or kid-approved. We'll say those things because the ideal is that, okay, you make this casserole.
Right.
You know what? Your whole family probably gonna like this.
Can eat it.
They're probably gonna eat this whole thing. In fact, you might be lucky if you even get any.
Yeah.
Because the ideal is that you're making one dish and everybody can have it.
So it makes it easy for you.
Right.
You feel included. You're still feeding your family. Those are some of the reasons that we create the foods that we do.
Yeah. Right.
And because you should be able to eat yummy food on this lifestyle.
Right. You shouldn't feel deprived.
Because if you want to continue doing this lifestyle, you want to be able to have choices when you want to have a treat or a splurge or something fancy or that kind of thing.
And so we should also tell you that we are in keto or doing keto as a lifestyle long term. So we're not just in here and then going to jump back and go back.
Well, it's already been nearly 2 years.
Right. We're in keto, doing keto as a long-term thing. And so that's how we approach our eating. That's how we approach the recipes. But again, our eating normally is pretty simple during the week.
Yes.
And I think, we have one of our early recipes was some kind of hot dog chili casserole. I think you made that last week.
I made it last week, and I hadn't made it
in
a really long time.
In a long time.
And then the reason I made it was because the hot dogs that I like to use were on sale.
Yeah.
So a lot of times the food that I prepare is just like any other person going to the grocery store. You see something on sale, you see a cut of meat, and you think, what can I do with that?
Right.
So that's how we tend to eat keto.
And so that's how come we had just had that hot dog casserole, which is actually one of my favorite keto dishes. So.
It's really good, and my kids really liked it too.
Yeah,
and
my daughter
keto.
likes it too. I've made it for my daughter,
right.
and she loves it, and she don't know.
So it makes it easy as parents that you can go ahead and eat the way your family is eating. They're still going to eat it. It's a win-win.
Right. So we keep our keto simple, and during the week, we're eating pretty just. Now we should talk about what we do though with the foods, and we may have already kind of talked about this, but we do make the recipes that. We do make the food for the recipes that we're
showing. It's not pretend food.
Right. If we make a video, we're gonna eat. Somebody's eating that food.
Somebody's eating it.
Right. Somebody's eating that food.
And I'm the type of person who feels better putting a recipe on YouTube if it's something that I have previously tried.
Yeah.
That is what I like to do, and then I'm able to kind of have a grasp on. Did I need to cook it a little longer? Did I need to cook it a little less?
Right.
Did I want white onions in there, or should I put green onions instead? It just gives me more of an idea of, was I happy with it? Was there anything that I would change? So generally we'll make it twice. We'll make it before we make it for YouTube, and then we'll go ahead and make it on camera.
Right. And so then a lot of times when we're making the test recipe, we'll have that for dinner, and then the next day I get to take it for lunch.
Right. So then when we make the second dish, a lot of times what happens is it will be frozen or it will be shared. Sometimes CJ will take it to work. Sometimes I will share with my parents or my sister. My adult son is staying with me. So, the food is getting consumed, but it's not always necessarily, that day.
Right.
So. And
we're not always eating all of it.
No.
So that is kind of how we do our keto, and that's how we do keto, and also have a food channel, keto-related food channel as well. That's kind of how we do it. But again, for the most part, on a daily basis, so that's how many days a week? That's 2 days out of 7 maybe.
Right.
Where we're just eating, so 5 out of 7 days, we're just eating normal.
We're just eating regular, rotisserie chicken and broccoli, just basic keto
We're
foods.
throwing stuff together just like you're doing at your house. You're putting stuff together,
And you get a certain set of things that you really like to eat.
Yeah.
Most people do.
Yeah, and we've talked about this on our channel as well. Get those go-to.
Definitely.
Those go-to
have those things
dishes.
In your freezer,
those go-to meats.
have them in your refrigerator.
Go-to vegetables. Yeah. We have that. We still do that.
Yeah.
You know, rotisserie chicken. When I first started keto, I was getting them all the time, and we still get them from time to time.
My favorite thing is hamburger patties, especially when CJ's not coming over and I'm just by myself.
Yeah.
Make myself a cheeseburger patty, have some salad, and that's my dinner.
Yep. Yeah. So again, 5 out of 7 days, our keto is really basic, probably just like stuff that you're eating at home.
Yep.
In fact, it's funny because I watch a lot of YouTube videos and I see what I eat in the day videos, and I actually watch those a lot of times just because it's like, oh, that's a good idea, because you see what other people are eating, and sometimes you want to keep, because this is another part of what the channel is about, is giving you options and variety,
right,
so that you can keep doing it,
right.
Because if keto food tasted like crap all the time, you're not going to do it that long. So you've got to be able to have you got to be able to mix it up. You got to have choices. You're not going to eat
variety.
You're not going to eat rotisserie chicken 7 days a week.
You could, but you might get really tired of keto. You might be ready for some fasting after that.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's our message for this week. We just wanted to kind of talk about that and let people know how we do keto. We are still actively doing keto. We are still.
And we're both trying to still lose weight.
Yeah, we're both still trying to lose weight.
We're trying to keep as an occasional thing. Snacking, we're trying to keep that down.
Yeah.
So, for the most part, we like to eat clean keto, eat simple keto.
And I'll tell you a confession about that ribbon cake. So, I think I may have gotten more of that ribbon cake than anybody else. And to be honest with you, by the time it was done, I was tired of it. I'm like, I'm done. I just threw it away because it's like, I am just done. Yeah. Because, but again, you gave me a large portion of it because I wanted to share it with my daughter, who's not with me all the time. And
really the other thing going along with that is that dessert was made with whole fat dairy. It was made with, things like pecans, and, it had whipped cream, and the crust was made with butter. So it's only going to take a small amount of things that are made with whole foods to satisfy, to satiate you.
Right.
Now, if you went into the grocery store and you got a Cyrus O'Leary chocolate cream pie that's got, artificial whipped cream and artificial this and high sugar that, the thing about when you're eating sugar and you're eating glucose is you have no satiation receptors with those. You could go to an all-you-can-eat buffet and stuff yourself until you have to adjust your pants, but you'll still make room for dessert because that's how sugar works. Yeah. But when you're eating whole ketogenic foods, it takes a lot less to satisfy you.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why you're able to just eat a smaller piece of dessert and call it good.
Yeah, that's true, because I did find that, I did see that with ribbon cake or pie or whatever we wanted to call it. It was very filling. Yeah. And so I was actually glad to get rid of it.
So I'm done with dessert.
It was delicious. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it.
But you had your fill, and you don't need to eat like that all the time.
And so I guess that's another benefit of being on keto for a while is you kind of learn, your body kind of adjusts.
Right.
Even those pancakes we made tonight, we were talking about how filling they are. Versus,
it's not like if you go to IHOP and you get all-you-can-eat pancakes and you can just keep going because they're made out of refined flour and that just goes right into your bloodstream.
Right. So the pancakes that we made tonight, you're not eating a stack like this. If you're eating a stack like that, you're forcing yourself to do it because they were filling. Yeah. And so anyway, I think you guys get the point. We think we're done. Hey, I'm going to say what. What's the guy from Headbangers Kitchen? We're done jibber jabbing.
Yes.
And so
we're really good at jibber jabbing.
Yeah, we're done jibber jabbing, and we appreciate you being here. If you're new to our channel and you just happened upon this segment tonight, this is what we call Keto Conversations. We do new recipes, keto, low carb recipes every Sunday, and every once in a while we'll throw in a vlog or some other.
And you really should eat these recipes. They're really good. You just don't need to eat them every single day.
Right, right, exactly. So anyway, we appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching CJ's Keto Kitchen, and have a good rest of the week.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.